What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Randy Marion Cadillac and we get to take a look at the all-new 2022 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. So massive shout out to them for providing this sedan for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description below. But the Blackwing that you see behind me is finished off in Black Raven, and it has an MSRP right around $64,000. Before we take a look at what powers the all-new CT4-V Blackwing, let's look at the key fob real quick. Of course, we have a few controls. You can see the V badge on one side, and this also has remote start. So if I lock the vehicle and double tap on this button here, you'll hear it start right up. Now we do have a few different exhaust notes, which we'll get to here soon, but with the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, all I need to do is push on the silver button on the back side of the door handle and it will automatically unlock. Up underneath, we can pull on the hood release now. And as we work our way up front, this is the most powerful Caddy to date in its class, featuring the 3.6 liter twin turbo V6 engine. This model here is paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 472 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. This is all sent to the rear wheels. It weighs in right around 3,800 pounds, and it will do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, up to its top speed just over 189 miles an hour. Very impressive for a family sedan like this. It also has a fuel capacity of 17 gallons, and you can expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city and 23 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 109.3 inches. Its overall length is 187.6. It has a width of 71.4 inches and a height of 56 inches. As we work our way to the exterior now for the all-new CT4-V Blackwing, we're going to start up front here where you'll see there's a large upper and lower grille and plenty of air inlets to provide maximum cooling to this twin turbo engine. You'll notice over on the sides we have two individual air inlets to provide cooling to the front radiators. And like I said, the large upper and lower grille has a really nice pattern in the mesh too. You can see they all have the V logo, which is really nice to see that incorporated into the grills. You'll also notice this has forward-facing parking sensors, and we have the LED DRLs, turn signals, and the headlights as well. You can see the DRL has a really nice design. It goes all the way into the fender and runs parallel to the hood, all the way down to about the middle section of the bumper. And this has a very nice sleek design in those headlights. You can also opt for different packages too. You can get a front splitter, which will help increase downforce and increase that top speed closer to the 189 miles an hour. You'll also notice two really nice lines coming down both sides of the hood. And it just has an aggressive front end design. On this model here, you can see the lower section of the bumper poking out just a little bit on both sides. And we also have the line running down the center of the hood. It goes right through the Cadillac badge and all the way down to the lower section of the bumper too, just to tie it in nicely. Really nice surround for the grille as well. And as we work our way to the sides now, this model has the magnetic ride, so it has the adaptive suspension. It also features the 18-inch wheels. They have a very nice design to them. And behind those wheels, we have the gray Brembo brakes. This has 6 pistons up front and 4 pistons in the rear. You can also see the V badge in the lower section of the door, as well as a functional heat extraction vent just behind the front tire. So air can go around the front tires and exit that trim piece. You'll notice too, really nice side skirt, protrudes outward to give it an aggressive look from the side. This model features a sunroof. You can see all the window trim is blacked out too. And we have the body colored side mirrors. They're power folding and feature that integrated turn signal. And then as we work our way to the back, we have a very nice trunk mounted spoiler. It really gives it a great design. It's not too large and not too small at the same time. This has a backup camera with all the parking sensors. Of course, we have the LED taillights and turn signals. You can see another V badge, of course the Cadillac badge right in the middle. And then working our way to the lower section of the bumper, you can see the quad exit dual exhaust as well as some fins in the middle section of the diffuser. Just to add to the design overall for the exterior, we have really clean lines, yet some aggressive lines too on the exterior. It ties in nicely. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So the vehicle is already unlocked. And as we work our way to the door panel here, you can see it's completely covered in leather. Really nice gray stitching running throughout it. We have chrome on the release handle. You can see the memory seating adjustments as well as lock and unlock. This features a 14-speaker AKG audio sound system. You can see all the window controls as well as the side mirror adjustments and a release for the trunk. And there's also plenty of storage in the lower section of the door. And then as we work our way to the door sill, you can see Blackwing and the V badge. Very nice to see that. And now we can move on to these black leather seats. More of that gray stitching, really nice design to them running down the inserts, plenty of bolstering support. You can adjust the forward section of the seat just by pulling on that tab there. And then we have all of the automatic controls down on the side. Now it's time to take a look at the interior on the CT4-V Blackwing. You'll notice I have the driver door all the way open, so it gives you plenty of room to easily enter and exit. And with my foot on the brake, we have the engine start stop button to the right side there. It's time to start this up. And coming back to the 12-inch digital gauge cluster, you'll see over on the left side, we have some vitals as well as TPMS. You can see the engine temperature. Right in the center is the tach, along with what gear you're in, how fast you're going. You have the fuel gauge on the right side, along with some more information that you can go through using buttons over on the right side of the steering wheel. So you'll notice we have tuning for the radio. There's a scrolling dial along with an arrow on both sides, volume for the radio, as well as the V button. So as soon as you push on that, the exhaust note will automatically change, as you already heard. But going back to the right side of the gauge cluster there, you can look at your trip information. You have the V performance, so you can go through a lot of this information, look at your G-force, your lap time, 0 to 60, even launch control that you can go into. You have your driver assistance, you can look at your audio, you have your navigation, which you can pull up on this screen if you'd like to. Your phone when that is paired, regular oil maintenance and everything like that you can monitor, along with different options that you can go into. And then the last one, you have a simple display. So if you just push on this, you'll see everything goes away on the screen. So if you want it a little less cluttered, you have the option to do that. Then just push on the button and everything will reappear. So it's very nice to see all of that information. Over on the left side, we have Bluetooth and voice commands, along with all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. So the Cadillac badge in the front bumper is actually the forward-facing sensor. So it's really nice how that's incorporated, makes it look very clean. You'll also notice too that this has a heated steering wheel. It's finished off in leather with a very nice design. We have some brushed aluminum in the lower section there. And this also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. And they're actually pretty long on the backside there. They have a really nice design to them. As we work our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you can see the electronic parking brake, as well as a dimmer switch for the gauges, and a small cubby here. You can put the key fob or some smaller items like that. You'll notice there's one air vent. The entire dash is covered in leather. And right in the center, we have an 8-inch touchscreen system. So you can use that, or you can go down here and use all of these controls. You'll see power and volume for the radio on the front section, as well as tuning. And then we have navigation and music. There's a back and phone button, and then the rotary dial right in the middle. So just using this as a touchscreen, you can see we're on the home screen right now, where you can look at audio and phone, pull up the navigation so you can see that in full screen. You can click the home button in the lower left, go back to your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can swipe over, go into your climates. There's also My Cadillac. And then over on this home screen here, we have the split style where you can pull up the navigation, you can look at your climates, as well as your phone when that is paired. So it's very user-friendly, very quick to the touch as well. You'll notice there's some shortcuts in the lower section to music and phone and navigation. Along with the climates, we have the clock too. Very simple system to use, but it has all the usable information that you need. You'll also notice a home button right in the center as well, and 2 air vents just below that. You'll also notice too on the interior, there are a lot of V shapes for the design. You'll notice that all of these toggles here have a V, so they come to a point right here. We even have a V design on the climates. So just by pushing these up or down, you can control the dual zone, as well as the fan speed right in the center. We have where you like the air to go, some other recirc buttons and sync buttons, as well as being able to turn everything on and off. You'll also notice that we have heated seats too, so we have those controls. We have the lane keeping assist, as well as the parking sensors, which you can turn on and off if you'd like to, and a wireless charging pad just underneath that. So you have a little bit of storage space here where you can obviously place your phone or other smaller items. And then right behind that, we have the gear selector. So this 10-speed automatic transmission. If I push the release on the left side and go all the way up into reverse, you will see the backup camera up here with the guidelines. You can turn those on and off if you need to. And then to go all the way into the drive, we'll just pull it all the way back. If you pull it one more time, that will go into the manual mode, which allows you to use these paddle shifters. And then park is right on the top. You'll see there's more leather surrounding all these controls and the gear selector, as well as carbon fiber surrounding both of these cup holders. You'll see right in the center we have the auto hold as well as traction control, and then we can go through the different driving modes. So by doing this, you'll hear the exhaust note change too. You'll see there's touring and sport along with track, snow and ice, and a my mode. You'll also see too that when you go through the different driving modes, they will adjust on the center screen here, so you can see snow and ice, then track mode where you can see the steering, suspension, the engine shift even change. And then if I shift into sport mode, you'll see everything toned down just a little bit. And by clicking the V button on the steering wheel, you can go in and configure this. So that's really nice to see, especially in the my mode setting. You can configure this how you'd like to drive the vehicle. Very nice to see for a factory vehicle and how you're going to drive this. As we work our way to the center now, you'll see there's a little bit of storage space over on the right side there for a phone. If I open this up, you can get a better look at that. This is removable too, which is nice to see. Plenty of room for all of your center console area items, as well as some auxiliaries, so you can charge anything. And then as we work our way to the glove box, you can see we have a normal amount of space for all of those items. We'll take one last look at these seats. And as I mentioned earlier, this does have a sunroof, so we can manually open that up. You'll see the controls for tilt and slide right in the center, as well as some garage door buttons. We have the dome lights, as well as all of the OnStar and safety controls too. But now it's time to take a look at the rear seats for the CT4-V. So you can see we can open up that door. We even have the lock and unlock buttons on the back. So if you're entering the vehicle from the back, you're putting in some items, you don't have to pull out your key fob. You can quickly lock or unlock the vehicle. You'll see the door panels finished off just like up front. And this is a 5-seater. I have the front seat set at my height, so 5'10". I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. You can see there's a little bit of storage space behind both front seats, as well as a 12-volt. There's 2 air vents right in the middle. And I have a good amount of room. I have a few inches above my head here, so I can easily be comfortable in the back seats, along with having 2 other people next to me. You can see I have my camera gear there just to show you some items in the back. We also have the center armrest, as well as 2 additional cup holders. And you can also fold the back seats down, so that provides you with a lot more interior storage if you need to use it. And then last up, it's time to take a look at the trunk storage space. All I need to do is push on the button up underneath, and we can open this up, where you'll see there's a ton of storage space. Even with the back seats up, you have plenty of room to put in any items you'd like to. Over on the passenger side, there's a small bin. And then over on the driver's side is access to the battery. You'll also notice too, up underneath the floor, there's a little bit more hidden storage if you need to utilize that. And then with the back seats folded down, you can see there's a lot more space to put in any items you'd like to. It makes it for a really practical daily driving sedan. And then on the underside of the trunk lid here, we do have one grab handle, making it very easy to close. All right, so getting the all-new 2022 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing out on the road. I've put a few miles on this so far, and one thing that I've noticed is the fact that we have the sensors in the seat here. So if you're getting too close to an item, if you're in reverse, or even if you're crossing the line, we have the lane keeping assist. You will hear the seat vibrate just slightly to let you know if you're close to an item, or of course if you're going over the line. So that's really nice to see. And while we're making a 3-point turn here, maneuverability is really nice. So for an everyday daily driving sedan like this, it's very maneuverable, which is nice to see. So I have everything in normal mode. It's not in V mode or anything. We'll give it a little bit of gas here and see what it sounds like in the quiet setting, basically. And not even quarter throttle there. This is a brand new vehicle, so there's only so much I can do, but that got up to speed really fine. Let's pop it into V mode, which should automatically put us into track. So we're into track now. We can use the paddle shifters now. You can hear some pops in that exhaust. Now I wouldn't say it's crazy loud. I'm not doing a heavy acceleration either, but it's really nice the fact that you can go between those different settings. We get some deep low rumbles on the downshifts and slowing down. That's pretty awesome. So this would be an excellent daily driver because you can just drive it like a normal vehicle. And then this is a vehicle that's designed to go out on the track. That definitely sounds really good. But it's so smooth to drive too with the magnetic ride. It's absorbing all these bumps very well. I have no complaints with that, or with just driving this in general. It's very quiet. There's no wind noise. There's no road noise. It's a very practical everyday vehicle. And then when you're ready, that sound does not get old. But let's put it back into a normal driving mode. I'll still have it in V mode there. But I love the fact too that we have a lot of technology, a lot of standard safety features in this Cadillac. We have the digital screen, which is really nice to see, a lot of info in the center, and there's not a whole lot of buttons either. I really like the fact that we have all these toggles in a big V. It just gives it a cool design without cluttering the center area here. A few buttons underneath that, and that's pretty much it. So it's a very nice layout. I like how everything is very user friendly too. And as far as visibility goes, real quick, looking over my right shoulder and my left shoulder, the pillars in the back are really not all that bulky. So it makes for a great daily, plenty of visibility. You have the backup camera as well. All right, so now hopping into the CT4-V Blackwing, let's go ahead and put it into the V mode there. Get a few exhaust revs. All right, pop it into drive, put it into the manual setting now. Like I said, not doing anything too crazy because this is a brand new vehicle, but we can play with it just a little bit as we do have a sharp left coming up. The handling is incredible. Just coming around that turn, it feels very, very planted. You can't feel any body roll or anything like that. It's very hunkered down to the ground. Low center of gravity makes this for an excellent backroads vehicle like we are on today here, getting to experience this. Not too many twisties, as I mentioned earlier. It's definitely quick. With that twin turbo engine, it just wants to keep going. And even though we have 10 gears, it's really nice that you can play with all of them, all the way up into 10th gear, of course, but they don't seem like they're short gears at the same time. So it'll be perfect for cruising out on the highway. You can keep those RPMs in a very low range, save a little bit on MPG while you're driving this to the track or to the mountains or something like that. So it really provides the best of both worlds. You can also opt though for the 6-speed manual, which I'm sure would be very, very fun in a sedan like this. Not too many sedans offer the manual. You definitely don't have to worry about merging into traffic. And like I said, not even quarter throttle there, and we are up to speed. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of this 2022 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion Cadillac for providing this sedan for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's review, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.